This was my first time trying van life, and honestly, I wasn't sure I was built for this. I didn't know if it would be too cold in February, or if I know where to park legally, or even how to drive this car. Where do I get water from? How do I survive without a toilet? Do solar panels work in rain? There are rules you only learn by doing, especially when the weather isn't kind. So I gave myself 5 days in Portugal to figure out whether this was freedom or just a very uncomfortable mistake. It is a very windy and a very rainy day today. I mean, it doesn't really seem because it's sunny at the moment and because of all the rainfall that happened on the past weeks in Portugal. A lot of roads are closed. There's a lot of water on the sides of the road, and I just encountered a road like that. And those roads, they are not closed on Google Maps. I just have to sometimes turn around and find the other way to drive through. So right now I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to find another way. First attempt failed. Second, 2. The road turned into river. I started doubting this choice. I didn't know if this would feel like freedom or too much. The weather is shifting every 5 minutes as I am driving. I decided to stick to the highways even though I wanted to explore small towns on the way to Algarve, but unfortunately they have been flooded. This is one of the best things in the entire world. It's a pão de queijo. After a quite confusing and stressful start, I got out of the Lisbon area, and as I approached my first stop in Sines, the weather turned very windy and stormy. Some ideas don't leave our heads. They return. Soft at first, like warmth in chest. Portugal is that idea for me. It's been 3 years since I moved out, but time doesn't dissolve certain bonds. Just the thought of being here, even for a week, lights something up inside me. I already knew this idea couldn't stay a thought. It had to be lived. I'm so happy that I found this place, and despite all the flooded roads today, I found a place I got here. It's a safe official spot for camper vans to park, and I can stay here for the night. So my bedding is in the back. First I'll just try to find a place for it. Here. This bed is very long and it kind of folds onto the trunk. I have visitors here. Oh, hello. I just love the fact that there is a ocean sound in the background while I'm cooking my dinner. I already did my skincare, my wet tissue shower, and I'm going now to sleep. Bye. Good morning. I just woke up to this beautiful pink sunrise. Oh. Wow. Alright, let's make breakfast. I'll show you also how awesome this little setup is. We have fridge here. Let me show you. All my greens, eggs, yogurt. Here, sink. And here underneath my washed pile of dishes, I do have a stove. I'm not gonna cook anything special today. It's just going to be yogurt with fresh fruits. In the winter, there's just one reason that should convince you to come here during this time, and this is the oranges. They are like the most perfect oranges in the world from Algarve. They are like the orangest, the most delicious, the sweetest in the world. So I'm gonna have one of these. And then here underneath, I have my little storage, which now is kind of semi-blocked by this gigantic van, but I can still access everything that I want, which is awesome. And then in this compartment, I do have all the cooking stuff, kitchen utensils that I may need. It's so well equipped. The thing that brought me the biggest smile on my face yesterday was the coffee maker. Actually, 2 coffee makers, the mocha pot and the French press. So yes, this is the taste. This van features also a rooftop tent. Here, for example, I have some extra chairs if I want to do like a proper camping. Some storage where I store a very few of my clothes. An outlet for water. And right now I need to mention the company that made it all possible, My Van Portugal. They gave me this van for 5 days so I could properly explore Portugal coast in the winter. So thank you so much, My Van Portugal, and let's hit the road today. I'm in this little town of Alentejo. I'm going to see my first beach of Alentejo. Alentejo is this region between Lisbon and Algarve, and it's known for people that are very relaxed. And they also do everything pretty slowly. People drive very slowly as well, and I'm not even a person that speeds. I've always said I'm a mountain person, but the ocean still undoes me. It makes me feel small and strangely less alone. That day, everything caught up with me. The driving, the first night sleeping in a van, all the newness, all at once. I just needed to stop moving for a moment, do nothing useful at all. And somehow that helped. I think this has been such a great decision to come here in winter. Look, like this beach is totally deserted. There's almost nobody here. That's what I love about Portugal, that places look incredibly beautiful without crowds. I travel a lot. From the outside, it probably looks like I am chasing something. But the truth is, I feel at home very easily. Sometimes all it takes is a beach, a book, and the feeling that I'm allowed to be here. That's what community is for me, whatever I am in relationship with right now. Alright, let's talk temperature. I'm in short sleeves, just a t-shirt. But the truth is it's around 10-12 degrees here at the moment. I am in short sleeve because I decided to embrace the fact that it's just cold most of the time. It's like if I wanted to be cozy, then I could have stayed in a hotel, you know? But I just really wanted to feel the winter in Portugal on my skin. And also I live in Iceland, so I'm really used to colder temperatures than this one. It is a little bit chilly. I could put on more like an extra layer, but it's not like I'm gonna freeze here, you know? It's somewhere in the middle. But at night, in a van, I think it got a little bit colder. And obviously it's always colder at night. I regret now that I didn't take any warm pajamas, because that would definitely come in handy. Like in the morning, I didn't want to leave bed. I am actually surprised because I didn't think that I would be so comfortable and feel so safe by myself. This was the last sunshine I would see on this trip. Rain arrived slowly, then all at once. In for a penny, in for a pound, I thought. This is where the trip stopped being romantic. It's been one hell of a day with rain and mountainous roads. We're in a good spot for the night, with other camper vans next door. I made myself a truly Polish breakfast. The weather doesn't inspire the confidence to go outside. It's been raining since yesterday's afternoon. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna improve anytime soon, so I just have to suck it up and start enjoying misty, rainy weather in Algarve, which is the sunniest place around here. Well, it happens. Now I need to clean the mess that I made and try to find a way to do something today. Maybe I'll just chill, you know. Maybe I don't chase and drive 100 kilometers a day, just stick to the region and relax a little bit. You know, one of the things that I was really afraid about when it comes to living in a van is all those things, like practical things, like filling up the water tank, charging the batteries, keeping an eye on the electricity. All those things are just so foreign to me that they always scare me. Like, I think they scare me more than actually driving and parking a van like this. Well, I will learn all of those things today because I just ran out of water. It doesn't really warn you or anything. It just happened, you know. So I need to find a campsite today, and finally I'm gonna have a shower. That's much needed. I must admit something to you. At the beginning, I was so scared of driving this car. I had never driven a long car like this for this long. After 2 days, well, now already is the third one. I'm so used to it. It drives so smoothly, and finding a spot to park also very easy in the winter because not so many cars. Not sure if it's going to be the same in the summer, probably not. There are also designated spots for parking the camper vans. Also, it's not really the hardest vehicle to park. Like, there are way longer and way taller vehicles that I can see. Well, even in the winter now, I'm surprised how many people still do van life. I'm still so surprised. I have gotten used to driving this thing. Psst. Don't forget to leave a like if you're enjoying this video. Thank you. Alright, there has to be a first time for everything, no? Here's the thing about trying new things. They can be scary. Ta-da! But when I actually try and realize I can do it, that quiet sense of victory stays with me the longest. Nice. This one is the water tank, which is 2 hour 3. I think it's decent. Tomorrow I'm gonna fill it up to the brim. Yes. Oh, don't look so bad for like no shower for 3 days. But after that, everything felt lighter. Only on a trip like this do I realize how much I take hot showers for granted. I know it's a little bit dark, but I just made food. I have halloumi, some salad, and chickpea and broccoli stew. That night, I let myself romanticize my life a little, falling asleep to the sound of frogs.
There's a face I can't forget.
I think I'm running out of gas. The flame is not as intense as it was yesterday. I have yet another thing to learn. I realized that the whole van life culture is something that I didn't have access to before. It's something that you can experience only if you live in a van. It's how nice people are. The woman that camped next to me last night wanted to give me ice cream. I know that probably it's kind of a normal thing for someone that does the van life, but before I didn't have that experience when I stayed at the campsites and I slept in a tent. One of the best parts of this trip is the freedom. Rain or sunshine, I'm the only one deciding where to go. If I want to stop in every small town for yet another coffee, I can. I get to visit places I never really saw back when I lived in Lisbon.
Under my feet there's a road to walk. Dirt covered my chest. This is the life in a van that I didn't expect to have, but well, I signed up for this. An interesting thing about this van is the battery, which is almost always 100 or 90%. There's a solar panel on the rooftop. And during the night, usually the battery drops to 90% because of the fridge that, well, keeps working almost all the time. But to be honest, even if it's rainy, still it charges up to 100%.
Do you know what miradouro means in Portuguese? It's a point of view. That day, mine was almost completely hidden by clouds. Still, I could feel the ocean, even from above. The ocean looks so scary. So I decided to come down. Probably it's possible to cross to the beach, which looks like a desert, but because of all the rainfall and floods and that Portugal has received, it's just impossible. It's a proper river. It's time to look for a place to park for night. And to find those places, I use the app called Park for Night. That app has 2 versions, free and premium, and I use the free one, and it's absolutely enough for this trip to find free parking lots, official campsites, small private owned campsites, free public restrooms, and much more actually. I recommend that one. I'm gonna link all the places where I have stayed during this trip down in the description box, so you can check them out for yourself. Alright, so this spot might seem a little bit too public. It's a parking by the road. Alright, I think I'll have to take that cold shower next to the road. And for this particular moment, I've prepared myself very well.
In other means, I've taken a detergent that can be left in nature, so it's biodegradable. I recommend that for everyone, so you don't leave all that, nasty chemicals in nature. All right. All right. Huh. I have a shower. I have a shower. Oh, this is awesome. If there's any other better way of doing this, you can just write a comment.
They call it type 2 fun. Something uncomfortable while you're in it, but somehow becomes a good memory later. I seem to keep choosing those moments. Maybe because that's where I learn the most.
I love the fact that it is 16 degrees Celsius right now. It's kind of warm for me. The thing about Portugal in the winter is that it is cold everywhere. Sometimes indoors it's colder than outside. There's usually no central heating in Portuguese buildings, so that's why it's usually colder indoors than outdoors. And I just love the fact that I am parked here, like in just a random village in Algarve. It's 16 degrees. I really enjoy the fact that van life brings you closer to nature and to being outdoors. Like even the shower I had to take outdoors, which was just unbearable for a moment, but eventually I'm clean, and that's the most important part, I guess. And also I will probably never forget that shower. No way. Morning is the day number 5, and I feel I'm already getting used to it. And it's also a bummer because tomorrow I have to return van. Yeah. So yesterday I noticed that I already have started building myself a routine here. And it took me a few days. At the beginning I didn't feel that, to be honest, but now I am feeling that. And I have to return the van tomorrow. It was a very warm night. I was really surprised why it was so warm inside. In general, I'm a very light sleeper. Honestly, here I sleep like a baby. I almost don't wake up at all during the night. I think today I could use the extra focus and have some coffee because I'm gonna be driving for 3 hours back to Lisbon.
I also noticed something else. The only way this kind of life really works for me is through routine, and I was surprised how quickly one appeared. Breakfast, a few minutes of Duolingo, getting the car ready, wiping moisture from the windows, finding a place to pee, some caffeine, a bit of reading. Simple things, but they hold everything together. When I realized the trip was almost over, I felt a little sad. I knew it was a detour, but I still chose to drive to one of the beaches near Sesimbra. I had wanted to see it for years. It was empty, quiet, beautiful. Exactly how it should be, because only a lunatic would go to the beach in this weather.
It's been such a stressful drive. I originally planned to stay near the river across Lisbon. However, the road was closed, probably because
it was flooded, so I tried to find an alternative way to get there. The street got so narrow that I literally thought that no way I'm gonna pass through there with this car. So it took me a while to reverse. Yeah, but everything is okay and the car is okay. I'm just so freaking tired. I am exhausted. I'm in Costa Caparica and I just want to go to sleep. Remember when I told you that I was almost running out of gas 2 days ago? Well, I still haven't changed it because I still have some gas. I've been cooking and cooking. I can never run out, but I can barely cook an egg. And it looks like this. Guess what? It's 9 a.m. and I'm supposed to return the car in 30 minutes and check out. I've been in traffic for the past 1 hour because there's been a crash at 7 a.m. on the Red Bridge. My favorite bridge in the world. Gosh, why today? Why at 7 a.m. people crash their cars? Tell me why. When you look at a map of Lisbon, every single day in the morning and in the afternoon, there has been just crashes, like the icons of crashes reported by other people. I don't know what is it about the city that there's just so many lane closures, so many crashes every day.
Even after 3 hours in traffic, I don't regret taking my favorite bridge on the way out. This trip taught me more than I expected. About driving, about trusting myself, and about parts of me I hadn't really met before. Thank you to My Van Portugal for partnering on this video, and thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!